What's up, guys? How's it going? It's Matt here. We've been off the air for some time, and we're now no longer doing the Volkswagen Edda Group stuff. We're doing the Caterham 7 stuff. It's been a while. Obviously, it's been a very long time since I posted anything. And I felt, maybe you guys would be interested in what we're doing just now. So we're still, if you send us a message, we'll still help you out as much as we can. If you've got questions for the Volkswagen Edda Group brand in terms of, basic servicing or, engine rebuilds and whatnot, like we were doing in the past. And also, if you bring us an engine, we will still build it for you, but we don't tend to do it too much now because I've just completely stepped away from the Volkswagen Edda Group range. The cars that they're putting out now don't really impress me anymore. Too much money for them, and it's the same old problems year in, year out. The cars are only going more and more expensive, particularly all the Audi RS stuff. So we've completely come away from that, like I said, and we're now more into the Caterham 7s. It's a more unique driving experience. It's more hands-on, more physically requiring, more physically demanding, and you build the car to suit your basically appetite. You can have it as mild or wild as you like. So, as you know, engine blueprinting is my sort of bread and butter, my background, and that's what we've done with the Caterham 7 that you see me driving just now. Started off life as a 2-litre Duratec, still is a 2-litre Duratec, but it's now supercharged. It was a SuperSports R, so 180 horsepower, very humble car, and now it's over 300 horsepower. In its current form, we do have a new cylinder head and about another 2,000 RPM we'll be adding to the red line, so watch this space. We're looking for 350 horsepower, so we've trying to finish the project of the 700R, that the Project 700R that we started such a long time ago. So as you would imagine, lightweight sports cars don't need a lot of power to make them go fast, but you know me, I like to go fast. I like powerful engines. I like to build the engines. I like to build things in general. If you've been following the page long enough, you'll know that. I apologise if I'm rambling, but I'm also monitoring the oil temps. We're having an issue with the engine where it's overcooling, where we're struggling to get more than about 85 degrees temperature, 85 degrees centigrade that is, into the oil temperature. On about a 25-27 degrees ambient temperature racetrack at Knock Hill we had a few weeks back. Glorious sunshine, absolutely glorious. So yeah, we've got a modified oil cooler blanking plate that we've basically fitted, and we've raised the license plate of the front of the vehicle to completely cover the airflow into the lower part of the oil cooler. But we've left the inner radius of the inner fan cowling of the oil cooler to allow some air in. So the trouble is, the oil cooler is too good at what it's doing, and in Scotland, sad to say, it's never really hot enough to kind of justify that oil cooler. So we're doing a bit of a road test today. We're at Knock Hill tomorrow, a bit of a track day, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. 4 p.m. big pardon. The weather is supposed to be questionable. It could be wet, it might be dry. I think it's going to be a bit of mix and match. So we're not looking to set blistering lap times. We know that the car is capable of a 56-second lap without pushing too hard. Again, trouble with track days is you hit traffic. I think Knock Hill run up to about 50 cars in any one session. So you get maybe 3 or 4 attempts at putting in a hot lap, and then you just hit traffic. Also, another problem with the Caterham is because they're so low down to the ground, not a lot of people look in their rearview mirrors to see me trying to get past. You have to overtake on the outside lane if you're going clockwise at Knock Hill. You spend this too much time, effort and money building a car. I'm not going to go for a forced overtake maneuver unless I know the car in front has definitely seen me or given me some kind of acknowledgement. He's going to let me past. So we always put safety first to a certain degree. Obviously the car has to be light. We can't just have roll cages everywhere, so we are not going to risk it. So yeah, you join me for a road test. A little bit more about the car. It's just under 320 horsepower. What else? 9:1 compression ratio, because we were originally going to go turbocharged, but we went supercharged just because it suits the characteristic of a lightweight sports car a lot better, a more linear power delivery. Also, the 9:1 compression ratio is a bit conservative because there is no deck control in the MBE ECUs that these cars use. So there is no deck control, so I'm not wanting to grenade the engine. So plus we want it to be happy on a track, and obviously typically track temperatures are a lot significantly higher. So we've got that. So just monitoring oil temps. I've only been driving since I started this conversation. We've only got 63.5 degrees of oil temps, 65 psi of oil pressure, which is good. Engine's not really warm yet, doing only 2,500 RPM at 64 psi. So we're just doing a little road test today, a little shakedown test, see what kind of oil temps we can keep in the engine on a relatively cold day. It's about 15 degrees here down in South Lanarkshire. When it's lovely weather down here, it is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. But when it's overcast like it is today, it is absolutely miserable. The winds are high, the rain is heavy, so you can imagine driving an open top car like this is few and far between. And if you do get stuck in the rain, Jesus, you got to watch your right foot, because the back end likes to come out to play. It's pretty wild. So I'm just going to overtake this Volvo. Hopefully he's seen me. He's driving slower than a slow thing. So up to the roundabout. This is Abington Services. No one coming. Excellent. You have to recalibrate your mind when you drive one of these cars. You have to make sure people have seen you. This is the problem with Caterhams. Not a lot of people see you. People in vans, for example, lorries, they just don't see you. Also, a lot of other people don't see you because they don't check their fucking blind spots. Well, that's a story for another day. So there's the police. Fuck knows what they're up to. And I'm going to accelerate gently. It looks like they're having a cup of tea break. They're entitled to it. I've got nothing against the police. They do a fine job with the resources that they've got. Give them ball tasers, that's what I say. Everyone slates the police up until the moment they need them. So I think they're doing a fine job. Not so much traffic police. No one likes traffic police. Not even regular police like traffic police. But they're probably on the beat. Yeah, we got time for them. We try and help them out where we can if they've got problems with their cars and stuff like that. So this is a little sneaky road I like to use for road testing the engine. Follows the M74. Nice, easy. It's really, really pretty down here. Like I said, in the summertime. It still is summertime, hence I'm in a t-shirt. You can see sleeves are not on, and making a bit of progress. 60 miles an hour, and oil temperature 65 and a half. Doing 3,000 RPM, 67 psi, and we're just taking it nice and gentle. Not looking to set lap records. Nice gentle overtake. Engine's still cold. So what we did, because you know me, I'm an engineer, I like my data, I like comparable data, I like to replicate the data. I don't always take the first answer that I get its face value. I like to see if it's if I can replicate it. So we have two oil temperature sensors. We have one immediately off the engine block, which is threaded into the oil filter housing, and we have another one in the oil tank. And right now the oil tank one is showing it's an analog gauge, so you'll have to bear with me. I'll look at it. It's a couple couple inches away to my left, so you have to kind of glance at it at a funny angle. So it's like a petrol tank. It looks like it's got half a tank, but it's actually got a quarter of a tank left because the angle that I'm viewing an analog gauge at. Ideally you should be staying right in front of it, but I'm rambling now. So what's that, 70 maybe 70 degrees oil temps in the oil tank, and we've got 66 degrees 69 degrees coming out the engine block. So one thing we have discovered is the oil temperature. It does tend to be hotter in the oil tank. I'm kind of presuming it's because there's just a significant quantity of oil, and obviously that oil is carrying residual heat. So, and there's not much airflow there in an aluminium tank, so it stands to reason, I believe, that that will always be a little bit hotter than what is coming out essentially of an engine block that is liquid cooled. So into fourth gear. This is quite a good road for a shakedown. Temperatures outside are reasonable for a Scotsman, I would say. You English probably say it's fucking freezing. I am in a t-shirt. I don't quite have Madonna's nipples from the 90s music videos that we've often seen, but if it rains they're going to stick out like scanny wheel nuts. So a little humpback bridge, nothing significant, up and over, nice and steady, 60 miles an hour. Oil temperatures coming up nice and slow. We don't kick the arse out of the engine whilst the engine's still warming up. If you've been following this page for some time, you'll know why. Pigeon ahead. So, nice relaxing drive. The funny thing about Caterhams is, it's all you. It's all driver. If you fuck up, it's not the car's fault. To a certain degree. I mean, obviously if you hit a puncture, there's nothing you can do about that. But the car responds to exactly what it is you do. So, nice little bend here. Sun's starting to poke through. That's going to help heat the tarmac. Get a bit of heat into these tyres. Got a 30 zone coming up. And what we'll do is we'll stop in the village and we'll end the video there. So give us some comments, see what you think about the way the page is going. Any questions, just let us know. I'd love to know your feedback. Alright guys, I'll catch you on the next one.